Comrade Supreme Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, the troops of the Moscow garrison are ready for the parade marking the 81st anniversary of victory in the Great Patriotic War. Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, Belousov. Dear citizens of Russia, dear veterans, comrades, soldiers and sailors, sergeants and petty officers, midshipmen and warrant officers, comrade officers, generals and admirals, fighters and commanders, participants of the special military operation, honored guests, I congratulate you on Victory Day, on our sacred, radiant, and most important holiday. We mark it with feelings of pride and love for our country, with an understanding of our common duty to defend the interests and future of the motherland. We mark it with sincere, filial gratitude to the great generation of victors. We hold sacred the precepts and legacy of the soldiers of victory. Care for the fatherland unites our entire country, the entire people of Russia. Preserving the memory of the events of the Great Patriotic War, its true history, its real heroes. This is a matter of honor for us. We will always remember the feat of the Soviet people, that it was they who made the decisive contribution to the defeat of Nazism. They saved their country, they saved the world, they put an end to a total, merciless evil. They restored sovereignty to those states that had capitulated before Hitler's Germany, that had become obedient accomplices in its crimes. Our soldier bore colossal losses, colossal sacrifices in the name of the freedom and dignity of the peoples of Europe. He became the embodiment of courage and nobility, steadfastness and humanity. And he crowned himself with great glory, a grandiose victory. Dear friends, June 22nd, 1941 is one of the most tragic, most mournful dates in our history. This year marks 85 years since the beginning of the Great Patriotic War. The Nazis treacherously attacked the Soviet Union. They planned the seizure of the country and its richest resources, the complete destruction of culture, our historical heritage, and finally, the extermination, enslavement, and genocide of the entire multinational Soviet people, specifically all peoples, nations, and ethnic groups of the Soviet Union. To achieve these criminal goals, forces were assembled from across Europe. It would seem that Nazi strategists had meticulously accounted for everything, except for one thing: what is called the Russian character and the strength of spirit of the Soviet people. These qualities manifest with particular power in the most difficult times for the fatherland. Our people stood as a wall in the path of the enemy and showed that devotion to the motherland is the highest righteousness, capable of uniting millions of people. We remember the unparalleled steadfastness of soldiers, sailors, and officers, the selflessness of participants in the people's militia, partisan underground fighters, the enormous efforts of the home front, science, industry, and agricultural workers. The front and the rear were united. True patriotism, courage, and the self-sacrifice of the people elevated them above the enemy, gave them strength, and reinforced faith in victory. It was won, hard-earned, and achieved. All of this lives on in family histories, in the hearts of our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, in the memory of each of us. We bow our heads before those who fell in battle, before those who were tortured under occupation and in captivity, who died of hunger in besieged Leningrad, in other besieged cities and towns, before all those who gave their lives for the motherland, for Russia. We bow our heads before the memory of sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, relatives, and friends. A minute of silence is announced. Dear friends, the great feat of the generation of victors inspires the warriors carrying out the tasks of the special military operation today. They confront an aggressive force that is being armed and supported by the entire NATO bloc. And despite this, our heroes press forward. Alongside Russian warriors are workers and designers, engineers, scientists, and inventors. They continue the traditions of their predecessors, drawing on modern combat experience, creating advanced, unique weapon systems, and deploying them in mass production. But no matter how much technology and methods of warfare may change, the main thing remains constant. The fate of the country is shaped by people, fighters and factory workers, workers of rural enterprises, weapons makers and war correspondents, doctors and teachers, cultural figures and clergy, volunteers, entrepreneurs, philanthropists, all citizens of Russia. The guarantee of success is our moral, ethical strength, courage, and valor, our unity and ability to endure everything, to overcome any trial. We share a common goal. Everyone makes a personal contribution to victory. It is forged both on the battlefield and on the home front. I am firmly confident that our cause is just. We are together. Victory has always been and will always be ours. Glory to the victorious people. Glory to the veterans. Glory to the armed forces of Russia. Happy holiday to you. Happy Victory Day. Hurrah!